World leader saying he or she admires Adolf Hitler. It would be worldwide outrage, right? Yet the Russian leader Putin openly admires Joseph Stalin, who committed mass murder on a level that Hitler did. Putin's a villain, yet he is outsmarting President Obama.
The chutzpah of writing that, but by a KGB thug whose last adventure in the world was to invade Georgia, detach two of its provinces and declare them independent, and who for the last decade has been supplying Assad, whom we are essentially calling a war criminal, with huge amounts of weaponry, including the elements of poison gas. I mean, what we're seeing here is Putin so confident of himself after Obama had to acquiesce to this face-saving negotiation that he could actually engage in this. It's an index of how Obama has been played and continues to be right now in Geneva.
And joining us now from Washington to React, Dr. Michael Waller, the author of the book Secret Empire, the KGB in Russia Today. So first of all, a general question, how does Putin get away with it? I mean, you know, we know he's a tyrant. Everybody knows, I mean, the guy is now, he's denying gays' rights. He puts rock girls in jail. The guy is just the worst. A KGB agent for 15 years, like Stalin. How does he get away with it?
He gets away with it for two reasons. The first one, he controls the former KGB apparatus at home. And then we let him do it on the international stage. We don't stand up to him.
Do you believe that Putin is actively trying to embarrass the USA to get favor at home? So the more he makes Obama look weak and the more he spits in the face of America, the more popular he gets at home.
Yes, he's getting a lot of popularity by standing up to the United States because Russians as a whole have an inferiority complex now that they're not a superpower, and they have this great power pretension that Putin plays into.
But do the Russians know enough to say, well, you know, Iran might not be a good country to have a nuclear weapon, Assad's gassing children, we might object to that? Aren't there enough Russian people to say, you know, we're backing the bad guys?
Well, first, Russians are accustomed to backing the bad guys. We like to be reminded, or we like to remind ourselves that they were our allies in World War II. Got to remember, Putin's buddy Stalin started World War II as an ally of Hitler. So one thing we don't do is we don't teach history back to the Russians, and we certainly don't call Russia out on its misbehavior that shows that
do you feel that Russia is an enemy of the United States, or is it just playing a game?
Well, if someone had a gun to your head, would he be your enemy or playing a game?
Well, they don't really have a gun to our head as far as influencing what we do in the United States. They are supporting with nukes, now I understand, Iran. They're going to build a nuclear reactor in Iran, and they give Assad weapons and gas, but that doesn't impact the regular folks here in America. That's far away.
Well, not really. He has embarked on a nuclear strategic missile modernization program unparalleled since probably the 1970s Soviet Union. The Topol series of ICBMs, the SS-29s that they're putting on, he's got his sixth, they're laying the keel this fall for the sixth new ballistic missile submarine, the Boré-class submarine.
So he's upping his nuclear capability while President Obama, at least outwardly, says he wants to diminish ours. Do you think President Obama is afraid of Putin?
Yes, he is. If you look at his body language in the meeting that they last had, Putin was sitting back with his knees wide open, and Obama was leaning into him as a plaintive little boy. It was really a sad sight to see.
Are you saying that because you don't like Obama's policy, or do you really believe the President of the United States is afraid of this guy?
I think he's afraid of him.
Yeah, really?
He's afraid of him. He can't stand up. He can stand up to domestic critics at home. He can't stand up to people on the international scene who push at him. He can't stand up to the Chinese. He'll talk tough, but won't stand up to them.
Why can't he do that? I mean, we have the most powerful military in the world and the most powerful economy in the world. Why can't he stand up to that?
Well, he makes empty threats and he doesn't back them up because he doesn't have the courage to do. He doesn't want to be.
You think it's a courage thing or a style? I just don't think he's a confrontational guy, and he just shrinks from all confrontation.
He's very confrontational as a politician. So he would bring that in. If you bring that, you have to bring those instincts in as a world leader, and he's not doing that. He's not standing up for America the same way he would stand up for a Chicago community organizing group.
Now, I just asked Hunt this question, and he disagrees with me. I think that whatever happens, the president's been diminished over Syria, and I think that Putin and Iran are going to cause more trouble down the road because of this diminishment.
Yes, Putin drew a red line. Obama drew a red line, did not do anything about it. That's a green light for Putin and the Iranians to go ahead and really give us a hard time.
All right, Doctor, thanks very much. Directly ahead, Lou Dobbs on new information about the IRS targeting conservative Americans. Later, Gutfeld McGurk bringing back the